Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. What's up? How y'all doing? Put on my shades. It's not actually my shades. It's my regular old glasses. My Versace glasses. That's right. So, anyway, what's going on, guys? So, yeah, I just got finished eating, chilling all day. Man, kids are not in the house. Kids are not in the house. Grandma wanted to hang out with the kids, and I'm like, so I'm chilling here. What's up? Got a couple toys. Got a couple things that I wound up getting. So somebody up by where Grandma is was selling some toys. They were selling some toys. So there was actually a little bit of false advertising, but the price was so cheap that I actually didn't care. I'm gonna get to everybody that's up in here pretty soon. Let me just talk about some of the stuff. So it's Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein, right? Well, Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein. So yeah. Anyway, this is a very cool looking Frankenstein. Like, this is awesome. I love this thing. The thing is, there's only got 5 points of articulation. So the arms barely go up and down. That's it. No elbow joint, no wrist there. The head it'll tilt. That's awesome that it tilts. The expression, that's perfect right there. And then the feet go out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points of articulation. That's right. The legs don't bend. The knees don't bend. Elbows, nothing. No ab crunch, nothing. It's more like a model that's just supposed to kind of be there. I'm actually okay with it because I can still do a lot with an actual genuine Frankenstein's monster, so I'm not complaining in the slightest. This, however, this has a lot of articulation, but it looks like she's got a smile. You might notice something else when you're looking really close. Look at her necklace. That's when I realized this is not just the Bride of Frankenstein. This is Lily Munster from the Munsters TV show, black and white, way back in the day. I looked at this as like, that's oh my God. So yeah, she's smiling. This is Lily Munster. Unbelievable, man. Like, what the frig? Like going head to head against Morticia from the Addams Family. But yeah, anyway, she's got great articulation. She's just like a regular Marvel Legends figure. You know what I'm saying? Fantastic. The wrists don't bend at all, which is whatever. But yeah, she's got articulation, legs, and everything like that. She's got a whole bunch of flaps of stuff here. I like the way that the elbows actually have the dress shape to it. So you know what? Like, honestly, I'm not going to complain about this in the slightest. Great articulation. Yes, it's a Lily Munster. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Most people probably don't even remember that stuff. So this was a really cool find. I was happy to get my hands on these. I'm not complaining at all. I do have a couple other things I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys really quick, and then I'm going to get into the stuff there. AC ain't working, or ain't working like I want it to. I guess I got to turn it from low to hot, or low to medium, but I don't feel like going to do it now, so I'm just going to stay in here. Anyway, so yeah, I got some Minecraft stuff, a blaze and a spider. Kind of cool with the blaze. Really excited about the spider. I've been waiting for a spider for a long, long time. So finally, what all is in this wave? They don't even say what's in the wave, so who cares? I might have some Pokemon here. Boop. I got these two. So an Aerodactyl and an Aerodactyl. I did it right the first time. And this guy here. Boom. So here's the thing. In this wave, yeah, so Haunter. Anyway, so in this wave, I've got the ones that I want. This is an older wave here, and I had the chance to get the Aerodactyl. I didn't get him. I have the Charmander. I'm pretty sure I have the Snorlax also. I bought another one just in case, because I can't remember if I bought it or not. It's 15 bucks. If I do already have it, I'll just sell it because I lost the receipt already. I'll just, what do you call it? I'll either give it to somebody or I'll sell it, put up on one of the groups. Okay, I do have a Marvel Legends, Black Widow Origins, Deadly Origins. That's what this is. So I love the head design in this. Man, whew. Hello. We got a Star Wars Black Series, just this character, Zori Bliss. I believe this is the girl that what's his name was trying to get with when they decided to not make him gay. They should have just made the character gay. Him and Finn should have just been gay, you know? Can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? They should have just been gay. Like everybody thought they were gay. Just make them freaking gay. Instead, oh, he's got a crush on some chick that just comes out of nowhere. Whatever. You got a toy out of it. I hope it sold well. I got one. Also, I've already got a Mirage from Transformers, but they have these repaints, and I like this one a lot. I actually liked a bunch of them, but I never got a single one of the repaints except for this one. Why would I do that with Mirage? This is actually from a Iron Butterfly song. In my Mirage, I'll be seeing you soon. Anyway, Inagata-Devita wasn't their only big song, and this is actually from the same Inagata-Devita song. So anyway, yes, Poe Dameron. Thank you, Breck. So anyway, Mirage has the ability to turn invisible. So I figure, you know what? When I'm going to turn him invisible, this is what I'll have him look like. So boom, I've got the regular Mirage, and now I've got this one. So I'm going to start opening these guys up, starting with this guy. And let's check out who's in the comments. A lot of people in the comments. What's going on? Hello, everybody. So Breck is here, cutting your hair. Time for be back in time for the chat. Breck, I am so jealous. I just haven't, I've had time. I just haven't taken the time because I'm too busy doing a bunch of things. Yes, some things for the channel also. But anyway, yeah, just super busy. What's up, Mark? Silent night, but the kind with a sword. What's up, Mark? Wow, some sites have some shady reporting. 2 took 1 response by James Marster. Spike from, yes, I know what you're talking about. He was actually praising him before and after. Yes, 100%. The entire time he was praising him. This is going to be a big subject that I'm going to be talking about in the podcast tonight with Chillmonger. This is a huge thing of purposeful misreporting. And I'm going to get into some serious detail with that. This whole men are bad and women are pure thing, whatever, like Joss Whedon is evil, cancel. This one takes it completely out of, this one takes it so far out of the freaking ballpark for me. I'm actually infuriated. I already don't like most of the comic book sites out there. This blatant fake news, for those of us who actually listened to the podcast in question, this is the most blatant form of lying and trying to jump on a gravy train bandwagon. This is, in my opinion, this is worse than what they tried doing, what they successfully did, in my opinion, to Matt Damon a couple of years ago with that Effie Green thing. Dude, I am so sick and tired of people changing a narrative and then reporting on that changed narrative that they themselves perpetuated. Wow, I am so far gone from this. I'm going to get like I'm turning fire up right now because these lies, wow. Cryptid, what's going on, brother? Still cutting, but I'm here. All right. Professor, what's going on there? Clark from Kansas. Professor, if one of your kids becomes very fond of the sun and others find a green ring in a sandbox of the lake, would you be confident you gave them the appropriate names? Well, yes. Yes, I would. And I would proud, like my wife's been wanting a daughter, and I'm just like, no, I'm holding a daughter back from her. Deal with it. It's probably going to be a bunch of feminists. How dare you? Anyway, yeah, she wants a daughter really bad. If that happened with the other 2 kids, I would probably consider the daughter, but under the one premise that we get to name her Diana. Anyway, by the way, those are just nicknames for the kids. Yeah, Hal and Kal-El. That's actually just their nicknames. What's up, cuz? Jersey is so hot out. Yeah, I figured it would be. It's hot here, so I'm sure it's worse there. How's Bagel? Oh, Mark McKeever, what's up? Sorry, I'm tardy. It rhymes. I don't feel tardy. Hot for teacher. How's Bagel? Mark, Bagel is fine. Bagel is not here. I guess Bagel's in the bedroom. Just fed her. Usually after we ate a little bit early because of the podcast. My wife and I are just sitting here chilling because no kids. Yay! So we were just like, hanging, and so we decided to eat a little bit early so we could just veg afterwards. Actually, she's just gonna. This is her total veg night because I'm here doing all this stuff. Why am I not opening toys? Excuse me. So, yeah, so we fed Bagel early, therefore. Some people not going to like hearing this, but whatever. I feed Bagel after the family eats. Yes, Bagel is a part of the family, but cats are instinctual. They do not learn the same way that you and I learn. So with cats, and especially with dogs, but also with cats, if you feed them um, uh, before you feed, like, it's so easy to just feed an animal, right? Just give the food. She's always got dry food and she's always got water, but the wet food she only gets once a day. If you feed an animal before you feed yourself and your family, they look at themselves as, oh, I'm the most important. Think about the way that wolves and, where dogs come from, and lions and tigers, the way that, well, lions specifically, tigers are usually predatory isolated, but they usually eat, the dominant one, the leader, the alpha will usually eat first. Let me move this up a little bit. It might be too loud. They usually eat first. So whoever eats first is the boss. So if you feed a dog before you feed yourself or your family, suddenly it looks at itself as it's instinctual. You can't change that in an animal. It looks at itself as being the dominant one. It's not like, oh, it's making my life easy. I'm still the boss. I'm still the one taking off work. No, it looks at itself as the alpha, and it will get much more aggressive. Cats don't usually get much more aggressive unless it's a calico, a calico. But yeah, even cats, they'll get a lot more territorial. Like if it's a male cat, especially, they'll start musking everything. So yeah, you gotta feed an animal second. You gotta feed an animal after, not before. Even the idea of dooring, if it's still gonna see it as being fed first. So this is a whole bunch of crap, all these stupid freaking things in here. Thank you. Thank you for finally cutting. Like anti-theft, which isn't really anti-theft, and mostly for just keeping it in place. Nobody cares if it's in place. All these stupid things in here. So it's the exact same figure, like to the T, to the letter. It's the exact same figure, exact same guns. The missile launcher thing, the missile actually comes out. Yep, clearly comes out. The gun, I forget what, it's like a photonic gun, I think Mirage has. And then boom, it's just a beautiful figure. Like the paint job on this, it's the exact same figure. Transforms the exact same way. It's just a different, it's like this weird kind of camouflage almost in dirt. Like you can see it's distressed, like the burn marks around the top and all that. It's just gorgeous. In fact, I'm also noticing something else. There's a Decepticon symbol on him. What the hell is this? Wait a second. Is this Mirage? I don't see a name. Yeah, it says Mirage. Decepticon Mirage. Whoa, 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 whoa. Was this like the Mirrorverse? How is this Decepticon Mirage? Anyway, I'm going to change that. I'm going to put an Autobot symbol on him because my Mirage is not a Decepticon. But anyway, wow, what's up with that? That's interesting. Did not see that coming. Bought up. Boom. So there we go. My Mirage. All right, put him over there. Let's put all this stuff back together. So, Silver Surf, what's up, brother? How you doing? How you doing? Silver put something totally awesome on Facebook about 2 months ago, feels like. And I said, I don't want to steal your work. So I would really like you to do a video with me one of these days where we talk about your post because it was very, very thoughtful, as a lot of his posts are. Not all of them. A lot of them. Most of them. The vast majority of them. Silver's a special kind of guy. And I really want to do a video with him about this so that he actually gets some credit for that post because it was a brilliant freaking post. Plus, you guys would actually be able to see Silva. Thanks for that. Oh, that's for sure the monster, but the other one is Lily Monster. Yep. So what I said. He moves like Frank Castle. Oh, Frankenstein? I don't know. Frankencastle. That's probably what you meant, making fun of the 90s comics. Damn, Mark, that's a crazy story, right? Hey, you're Mark also, McKeever. You guys, I'm still recovering from the ending of Fantastic Four number 21. Laughing at his family is better than the Munsters. It's different. It's different. But yeah, I can agree. Lurch and Cousin Int really made it for me. Everybody's probably an Uncle Fester fan. Reggie Simmons, what's up? Yvonne DeCalro. I don't know what that is. Can I can't actually check that. I want to type that in. I don't know what that is. I hope I remember to go back and check that. I can't copy paste that off of here. Oh wait, maybe I can do it from over here. Now I have to find your thing. There we go. Yvonne DeCalro. Oh, come on. Okay. Right click, copy. Jesus, I hate that. So stupid. Okay, let me go over here now. Google. Let's see what this is. Paste, and can I reach enter? I got all my toys here. What is that? Oh, the actress. God, she is hot. I never seen her without that. Woof. How are you doing? Oh, she's from Vancouver. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Man, died in 2007, but wow, man. Yo, that chick is fire. Wow. Like both Addams Family and Munsters, Rhino and Sandman need major redemption arc. Let's do this guy here. Where's my knife? There it is. Probably shouldn't lose a knife. Oh. So, boop. Let's do it this way. Boop. I think that's good enough. Okay. Make some room up there. Okay. Rhino and Sandman. Rhino or Sandman had a great redemption arc in the Marvel Team Up books. Like it was amazing. It's freaking amazing. Where did the whole? How much did this just jump? Come on. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right here. Sorry. Anna's Family vs. Monsters Death Battle. Let's make it happen. Okay, she's got these two little pistols like that, and then she herself. Just put this away right now. It's literally just like the most basic stuff. Gee, and no anti-theft stuff. Imagine that. Nice and simple. Okay. Oh, that's cool. She's got the two pistols. So it's her. She's, boop, you've seen this. Oh, the head. Oh my God. Oh, that is great. Oh, for characters where you can't see their face, it is great when you give them amazing head articulation. Wow, look at that. Oh, I could turn it sideways. Of course, I could do it back and forth and the up. Oh my God, look at that up. She's like, I look out to the stars. Okay, I love this figure. I love this figure. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm thinking of dirty jokes. But anyway, yo, I really like this figure. I'm also going to put the guns in backwards like Wild Bill Hickok because I think that's the way that it's supposed to go. But either way, it looks better that way. So, you know, Wild Bill would keep his guns this way because he wouldn't take his guns out like this. He would cross his arms and pull them out like that. Now, that's actually not very effective if you're standing. The only way that's good is if you're sitting, because if you're sitting, you're like this, you know, you're like this. He was always playing cards. Wild Bill Hickok was always playing cards. So he'd be sitting down like this. And if, you know, something happened, he'd just be like, like that really quick, which if it was like this, he'd have to pull his arm back. He'd have to make room, maybe bump his elbow on the chair. It's very hard to get your pistol out that way. You got to, crank up and, whatnot. But if it's like this, or over here, you just pull it out really quick. So that's actually why he kept his pistols backwards. Anyway, so I'm going to have her do the same thing. So I'm going to make her a card player. She didn't do anything in the freaking movie except not date Poe. And actually, with the head articulation, that's really all it is. Like, so that was actually really good. Okay. I dig it. I digs it. Okay, let's start opening some Minecraft stuff. This spider, can't wait. So, talking about okay, so I got there. Reggie, what's going on? Silva's out of loop. Didn't see any romantic chemistry. Any of the sequel trilogy. Seriously, it's obvious Joss Whedon can be a dick, but the fact is, the actual info that came out goes under the authority of the director, showrunner is entitled to. I finally get caught up with, and he also did change things. But yeah, he's a guy who's under a lot of stress. He might have mental health problems that were never diagnosed because people our age, like Joss Whedon's age and whatnot, we were never ever diagnosed. They didn't have any of that stuff. I know there are boomers who talk a lot about how there was never any mental health problems like that with kids. You know what I'm saying? There was never ADD and all this other stuff and whatnot. No, you and or your kids may very well have had AD&D and still do. It's just never been diagnosed because they didn't have a name for it yet. And they weren't diagnosing kids. They had to try and prove that it's a real thing. So I don't want to hear it, bud. Anyway, yeah, Josh he's a very intense person. And like I said, Marston had zero problems with him doing whatever. I don't think that Ray Fisher tweeted out, I don't believe Marston. He didn't say, I believe Marston. What's up with that? We'll talk about that in the podcast too. Joss made stunt doubles do the fall on Wonder Woman's boob scene when Gadot and Miller refused. That is literally a stunt double's job. Wait. It's hard to understand that sentence, but okay. Finally got caught up in the Batman series. Holy crap, you're absolutely correct. Man, King's Run, did you see the Batman 100? Yes, I did see the potential new designs for Batman number 100. It looks interesting. I don't know if I'm going to like it too much. We'll see. I like Batman just being a regular human being. Oh, I didn't show you this. I like Batman just being a regular human being. Anyway, so here's the spider. He's just like me, and he can turn his head back and forth. His thorax does this. His head kind of moves, but whatever. But his thorax actually moves, so he can actually skitter. There is so much movement here. The legs themselves don't articulate, but there is a point of articulation at the joint, so that you can see they do move a lot, however much you pretty much need them to. There's a lot of articulation. Look at the difference there. Massive difference in what you're able to do with this. So I like that. That is cool. That is very, very cool. And of course, there's that head, and then he's got a different head. Looks pretty much the same. Oh, it's just regular, and then he's got the tinged brows on the regular one. Like, I'm mad. I'm coming right at you. So yeah, I like I love the Minecraft toys. It also comes with this block, which you can like scan stuff with. Comes with a little mini comic book. It's like a 1 page of stuff. It's only one line, but it's in 1,000 languages, and the comic book isn't really going to be very legible. I usually can't read this. Yeah, I need a magnifying glass to even be able to read whatever the hell they're trying to say on there. And finally, it comes with a web. I'd actually like 6 to 20 of these. 6 would actually be perfect to actually put around different places, to be like, oh, I'm trapped in the web, because y'all know how those abandoned villages look. Let's start opening up a blaze. Well, I'm reading some commentos. Yeah, so anyway, I like the regular design of Batman's clothes usually. I don't like the whole like upgraded stuff. I don't usually like that. If he's going to upgrade, give him body armor as opposed to the regular cloth that he uses. I don't like Joss or his dumb Natasha Bruce romance in Age of Ultron. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about what Joss Whedon does. I don't think that he's whatever. I don't think he's whatever. Anyway, whatever freaking Ray Fisher is trying to point him out as. Mandela effect, aka crappy memory. Yes, I feed my street cats, once every 2 days because I want them to hunt for their own meals once in a while, which they do. One of them even left what's left of a squirrel they ate in my back door. Dude, that is, that's a beautiful thing, right? When it's like, I'm going to share some of my meal with you. So you see that when you do feed an animal once in a while, they look at you as being a part of their pack, a part of their pride. For a cat, it would be a pride. That is freaking awesome. That's always a heartwarming as hell story for me to hear stuff like that. Not good for the squirrel, great for your relationships though. Okay, come on. There we go. Put you back in here because I don't need you anymore, Blaze. Okay. So I'm going to get to some serious comments after I'm just going to start rattling off comments once I'm finished with this. So a whole bunch of stuff fell off of this guy, which is frustratingly annoying. How do I put this in? Oh, okay, nice and easy. Why it shouldn't move. There should be no reason for it to move. Okay, so you can see how this is supposed to go in. It's got that, and then it's got that. So the part that goes up on the edge, that's how it fits and just slides right in. Whoop. Whoop. I wish that this thing was a little bit robotic because the movement on this thing is great. So it's got all its little blaze rods that it'll drop, saying like it moves down here, it moves up here. So, and then the head, of course, can move. So it can just start looking around. It's obviously in its angry look right now. And this is really loose. So you could just, that noise that it makes. And it's got the regular old chilling out face. And then it's got the, oh, you're close to my spawner. I'm gonna jack your butt up. So I dig on that. It's got the little fireballs that it shoots. It should be 4 of them. There should be 4 of them coming out, boom, 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 but whatever. And it's got this little nether rack block. So sweet. Oh, and I guess what kind of block would this be? A regular stone block as opposed to cobblestone. Dude, I love these stupid Minecraft figures, man. They are just so epic. Also, it comes with the little comic book. This is all the stuff that comes in the wave in the back. I wouldn't mind getting the golden armored zombie. Why not? The zombie with the shovel I might consider. I just opened this one last week. I have this. It'd be nice if it came with at least 2 of the little, I know what they're called. I can't remember what they're called right now, though. Anyway, yeah, and the cat. I haven't seen the cat. I would go for a cat, but those are easy to get. You just get those in whatever. And here's the comic book in general. Whoosh. Whoa, this Steve has a shield on his back? Oh, he's got the wings. I can't remember what those wings are called. Not the ocelot, duh, that's the cat. Whatever. Somebody will put it in the comments. Okay, we got to test my mics. All right, check your mics. Sabah, what's up, Sabah? Empire's off to a so-so start. Yeah, barely so-so start. Okay, I'm at the bottom, so let me start from here. It's a cool design. If I miss your comment, if you see that I'm at Mark Guerrero's 8:22 p.m. comment. So if you guys want to, if I missed your comment, feel free to throw it back in. Just don't spam me. That's always frustrating. It's a cool design, but really nothing special about the character. Another pointless character of the sequel trilogy. Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed. But they made a toy for it, so they'll get their money back. Have they made a Star Wars figure for Savage Opress? You were hoping I was going to mispronounce that, weren't you, Mike? For Savage Opress. He's Darth Maul's brother from the Star Wars, the Clone Wars cartoon. I'm glad that you put all that stuff in, but yeah, I know who he is, but I might not have. So no, I have not seen that character yet, but I've also only been collecting Star Wars Black Series for, I think, under a year. So I'm always happy when they do the reprints, the different, it's like, oh, something that kills me. Apparently they're not going to re-release any more of the Slave Leia figures. Apparently they don't like the name and they don't like the metal bikini. We like the metal bikini. Even the women like the metal bikini. You know what I'm saying? Like in general. So it's just people thinking that they're doing the right thing and they're not. So which means I've got to get a crappier, older version of that if I'm ever going to have that. But even then, trying to get my hands on one of those big Jabba figures, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Like way too much, man. Way too much. But you know what? Either way, I can always pop Leia's head off and put it on another 6-inch figure because there are plenty of female 6-inch figures that are in bikinis and sexy what so if honestly, if is it Hasbro that does the yes it is. Hasbro does the black label figures. So if Hasbro doesn't want the money for a slave Leia, I'll get it. I'll get the build someplace else. It's not that big of a deal to me. But can you even call the sequel a trilogy? Barely. Not really. 7 and 9 were completely different from 8 in the Star Wars stuff. Batman was always good with the black suit and the yellow round circle in the middle. The black bat symbol. Yeah, the Michael Keaton days. The whole family is watching you on the new 65-inch smart TV. Well, hello, Warren family. How are you? So, do do I look huge? That is awesome, man. That is awesome. So, Joss gave us all Firefly. All is forgiven. Nice, Raven. What's going on, Raven? How you doing? Uh, that is freaking hysterical. I do like the first Avengers film. I feel like Joss got it right. It's my favorite Avengers film. It is awesome. Yeah, but he was also really stressed out by doing it. Like, it seems to me like Joss is just a person who doesn't handle stress very well. That's all it is. I don't really handle stress that well. You know what I'm saying? Like I try my hardest to stay away from stress because I do get emotional. I do get frustrated. I do get like I'll get angry. You know what I'm saying? I'll get like, like keep your freaking drama away from me, man. If you actually have a problem, let's talk about it, But if you're just trying to start some trash, like nobody needs that. And I really just don't want that unhealthiness in my life. If you live off of that, if you thrive off of that, God bless you. But God bless you over there, not here. Fact is, Fisher hasn't said anything. Abusive, gross, unprofessional can also mean so many things. He's just new. He's just new. He's a nobody. He's been in one thing. He's probably not going to be in anything else either. Just he's one of those guys who just can't take stuff. Look, if like with the Marston thing, if freaking that's the thing. I've had a manager when I was working at Costco. I had a manager who shouldn't have been my manager because he was just a dummy. He also got promoted faster than me. I don't know why he got promoted faster. He came in around the same time as me. I think I was in like a month or 2 months before he was, but his manager really liked him a lot, and the new store manager really liked the this guy's manager a lot. So through not nepotism, but whatever, through friend of a friend, he wound up getting promoted twice, really fast. Meanwhile, I was just off learning new stuff and just, kicking some butt and taking some names. And I was trying to become the manager for the back end, and I was trying to skip the whole supervisor position because I don't want to be a front end supervisor. It's very stressful. I have no interest in being. I never had any interest in working in the front with the cashiers and stuff like that. It's too stressful. You know what I'm saying? People yelling, screaming, rude customers and stuff like that, like constantly. Like I just don't want to deal with that nonsense. Um, so anyway, yeah, I just want to stay in the back end and just work on the forklift. And I was already telling people what to do. I knew everything to do back there. And the guy before me, the previous manager, before he moved to Palm Springs, he what do you call it? I'm the only person he's ever said anything nice about. And he actually recommended me to take his position. And the store manager that was there at the time didn't like me. You figure the reason, whatever. Maybe he didn't like comic books. Anyway, that was a long time ago. That was back in 2003 to 2008. It was just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. So, I just, like I didn't get that position. And then he wound up getting the management position that I was going for. And it's like, that's just not fair. Like he doesn't know anything about this back end. He had to learn everything from me. And even then, he fought me every step of the way. And it's like, dude, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just telling you this is the way that it gets done. You know what I'm saying? Like, You don't put two stacks of the same thing unless they're right next to each other. You don't separate. Like, you don't have like a stack of Pepsi here and then a stack of Pepsi back there. You don't do it because it just looks stupid. It's like that's not Costco policy. Like, I knew all the policies and everything, and this guy, so whatever, it is what it is. But this guy was just a straight, yeah, it was just a straight whatever. He was just a cluster, and he was also a jerk. Anyway, the one time his old manager was in the back, I was back there trying to do some stuff. This guy came in the back. His name was Paul. Whatever. I'm just going to give his first name. This guy, his name was Paul. He came into the back the one time, and he was trying to teach this girl out front. Her name was Lisa. A lesson. She wound up quitting that day, mind you, because she was so tired of this guy. She didn't work in the back. She was actually originally like I think she was in the bakery, whatever. She was in she was a cashier for a while. She did a bunch of things, whatever. She was a little older. She was older than me. She was a lot older than him. And she had kids. She just didn't feel like dealing with nonsense and drama. So she came into the produce section the one time, and he's trying to tell her, you need to take the pallet jack and you need to put apples out front because there's a customer coming specifically for the Macintosh apples. And she's just like, okay, I'll try and get to it, but she had to make space for it. And she's never worked in produce before, not like that, not like me, who's been doing it for 2 years now. I've been doing it 2 years. I've been doing produce, and there's all the stuff in the back, the back of the store. And I was just like, dude, let me just go out and help her really quick. I said, I'm going to go and help her really quick. He's like, no, she needs to learn on her own. That's not the way you teach people. That's the way he learns. And how much did I have to teach this guy? So I'm like, dude, multiple times, well, right away I said something, and a little bit later I said something. I just said, listen, like, I don't think that she's going to learn that way. Like, that's not who she is. That's not her personality. Well, she's got to learn the same way. I'm like, okay, dude. So I went back like half an hour later. Oh, no, a half hour later, he came to me and he's like, did she put the apples out yet? I was like, dude, they're right there. What are you talking about? No, she didn't. They're right there. Like, you can't see that? Why are you coming to me about this? But since he did come to me, I'm just like, dude, just let me go and do the thing, because the customer is going to be coming in. Excuse me, it wasn't the Macintosh apples, it was the Washington apples. Anyway, so I already forgot everything, which kind of apple it was. Anyway, yeah. Finally, like another half hour later, the customer actually comes over. The customer is in the back. There's the tie off where you're not allowed to come into the back end where only forklifts and employees go. But she was right at the edge, and she's like, yeah, I came for my apples. I called in a while ago. They're not out there. I'm like, don't worry, I got you. So I went and got the pallet jack, and I was just going to bring them to the end so that she could choose. She was getting 10 packs of apples. I'm not exaggerating. 10. She wanted 10 of these big Costco bags of apples. So I go and I start bringing the thing over. He comes running over and he snatches the pallet jack handle out of my hand. Boom, like this. And I wasn't expecting, because I'm looking this way and walking with it, bring it behind me. And he comes up from behind me and snatches out my hand. I was like, ow. I didn't say ow, but I'm like, ow, I'm thinking to myself, you could have hurt me. So then he gets in my face, and he only comes up to about here. And he's like, I told you to leave him alone. I'm like, and the customer's here right now. He's like, don't stress me out. Don't stress me out. Do not stress me out. I'm like, you're going to back up or I'm going to break your fucking neck right here. And he's like, yeah, do it. So I'm like, Eric. His old manager's name is Eric. He was now the second in charge of one of the two people who were second in charge of the store. So I'm like, Eric, you need to get your boy out of my face. He's like, whoa, what's going on here? What's going on? What's going on? Nonsense at this point. He didn't get in any trouble for that. I went and reported into the main manager, but the main manager liked Paul so much that he didn't get any trouble for that. And it's one of those things where it's like, if Joss Whedon, this is where this all comes from. If Joss Whedon would have gotten in my face, pushed me up against the wall, and said what he said, I'm going to get into that in the podcast, I'd have been pissed. I'd have been really pissed. But it also depends on how young I would have been at the time, because when I was younger, I would have just taken it and be like, I must have done something wrong. That was always my personality. Now I'm older, I'm a lot more cynical. Nowadays, if somebody do that, I'd probably just beat the living crap out of them. Like, if come back to me, Paul. Come back and try that again, Paul. But real talk, man, like at the time I was just like, you need to get your boy away from me before I hit him. No, nowadays I wouldn't even say anything about it. I'm like, gosh, you deserve that. I'd be saying you deserve this as I beat the crap out of him. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, that's just the kind of crap you got to deal with sometimes with people. And that was very unprofessional behavior, and we didn't get along. Marcin did get along with that guy. So that's a huge false equivalency that they're trying to make by usurping his story like that. Be back soon. Got to play some Mario Kart 8 as a family. Fine, Breck. I said hi to the family. He's like, fine, I'm leaving now. Talk to you later, man. No wonder why when I apply and use you as a reference, I didn't get a call back. Don't ever use me as a reference there, dude. You will never get that job. Nope. The managers there, for the most part, those guys didn't like me because I didn't put up with their crap. Yep, did not put up with that crap. Okay, here's an Aerodactyl, and his wings actually move, so that's cool. Do I do anything to make his wings? Oh my god. I could take the little nugget, the little spine thing on his back, and I could just push it in, and then he flies. Aerodactyl. Yeah. The mouth doesn't close. Whatever. Perch your ass over there, boy. All right. Justice League Odyssey also canceled in October. How did it take so long? How did that take so long? Just might be a better fit for TV, more time to tell a story, less deadlines, change things as he goes, less people on your back. There's a whole bunch of reasons, yeah. DC Comics relies too much on the Justice League. Yes, John, it does. Hey, Sane. Excuse me, anyone see the DC solicitations for October? Batman and the Outsiders is canceled. I figured it would be. I love Brian Edward Hill. He is awesome, but I just can't. Like it was a lot reading his stories. They go for a long time. Like I said, I love him as a person. He's an amazing human being for doing an interview with me the one time on the channel on this podcast or this live stream. However long ago that was. What the frick? So there's a bunch of stands that come with this, and not stands. So there's those, and put those over there. There's this. There's a bunch of garbage. Pick up your garbage. All right, let me put this back in here. Boom. Boop. Okay, so bang. If DC go ahead and bring back Justice League of China, that would be great. Justice League of China. Yeah, I was just talking about that not too long ago. Tony Isabella must be happy. If he didn't like how DC was using Black Lightning, he should just write another miniseries. He has an idea for an albino hero. Yeah. Isabella's cool. Tony Isabella is a wonderful human being, but it's not even just that he's opinionated. He's very much like, I'm right, you're wrong. Unless you're agreeing with me, then you're right again. Like I said, I loves me some Tony Isabella. I really do. That being said, he comes off as a very, very angry human being. Just is what it is. He was angry at Brian Edward Hill for a while he used the term Negro. He used the term Negro. That's not brilliant. Not brilliant. He gets really caught up in his emotions, and he writes things that I think if he were to have the time to think about, he wouldn't write them. But anyway, that is Tony Isabella. And this is Haunter. So this would be cool if I could, you know what? I could always put some tape over this. The green tape. Bagel hair on this because it fell. I could put some green masking tape over this, and then take a picture, and then do a green screen background and whatnot, and then that'd be golden. People feel like their voices need to be heard. So anyway, last thing to open: Deadly Origins Black Widow. So anyway, yeah, I loves me some Brian Edward Hill. I love his work. With Batman and the Outsiders, though, that story, it went on, and it just kept going on. And it's like, dude, that long form storytelling it works to a degree. And unfortunately, I feel like it just went on for a little bit too long. It's a criticism, but it's a constructive criticism. Like I said, if Hill were to start writing another book for Marvel or DC, I would jump on in a heartbeat. And I would judge it based on its own merits, just like I've done with all of his stuff. And I still think that um, American Carnage is one of the best independent style comic books that has ever come out before. It's absolutely amazing, and that's 100% Hill. So there's that. Okay, so a couple little very loose toy type things for Widow. Those things come right out. This thing comes right out. Oh, another pistol with a silencer. If I would have dropped that, I never would have found it because I'd been listening for it. Sniper rifle. Oh, I'm going to show all that stuff. Pop your gorgeous butt out. And the inside is just this snowy Black Widow symbol. That's cool. Close you two, close you, and pop your butt in. Ba-da-ba-boom. All right, done. So let me put away my knife. Sorry, let me clean my knife really quick. Now let me put away my knife. Okay. I think I don't you that once I applied and you left and told. I don't know what that sentence means, Tom. No, if you ever used me as a reference at Costco, that wouldn't have worked. They once the new manager came in, they really just didn't like me at all. I was making too much money. There were 5 of us who they just didn't like, and any little thing they didn't. And of course, my attitude is if you start some crap with me, I'm going to throw it right back at you. That's been me since I was like 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. If you start some crap with me, I would absolutely throw it right back at you. You would get as good as you got, as you gave. And that was the case there. There was 5 of us who they did not like, and they were not going to like us, and that's because we were some of the original crew that was there. We were making a lot of money. They fired one of them before me, this girl Tracy, who worked in the bakery, mother of 5. She was a little bit older than me, but mother of 5, really sweet person, sweet, incredible human being, and she was topped out, making a lot of money, and still worked really hard. And she knew a lot. She was a wealth of information, and they fired her because, well, we could just hire somebody brand new at $11 an hour. So what do we need you at 20 for? I was the second to go. This other girl, I can't remember her name because she worked in the front as a cashier. One of the fastest cashiers there. Yet she she was topped out, so they didn't like her. They said, you got to go. So they fired her. They, of course, gave different reasons for firing all of us. There was another guy who worked in the mornings. I never got to meet this guy, but I did know of it. No, I have met him. We've talked a little bit, but almost never really. We never had anything to talk about. We didn't know that we really had anything in common, whatever. But I did know of him, pretty well. And he was fired in the morning. He hugged me. The first time that I met him was actually my first couple of days working in the back or working in the store. He hugged me because everybody else who works in the back doesn't clean out the freezer. I would go in, I would find all the empty boxes in the freezer before the end of the day, and I would remove them. So this way, when the new guys came in, they maybe a little bit of reshuffling. Maybe there's another box, saying that you got to take care of, like, oh, an empty box. Oh no, I got to get this out. For the most part, it was just a little bit of rearranging and mostly just go in there and just restock new stuff. So they got a whole lot more done and a whole lot faster, which means they can move on to other stuff faster. So the dude came out and he didn't speak any English, almost any English. The first year, because I was there for 5 years, that first year, yeah, he didn't speak any. Anyway, he just came out and he just gave me a big hug, and everybody's laughing like, "Yo, he loves you, man, because you cleaned out the freezer. We told him it was you." I was like, "Well, it was me." He's like, "No, I know. Everybody told us. The managers told us you were going around cleaning out the freezers at night before you left." I was like, "Oh, it's cool," because I worked on the evening crew. So, like, this guy wound up getting fired because he was making too much money. You can hire two more people to come in at the exact same price. Two people are going to do more than, and they're new and whatever. So forget about retraining, whatever. This is company logic. This is company logic. You know what I'm saying? So there were, and then the last guy, there was one guy that was fired after me, and he was the last of the guy, Ian. He was actually demoted first. They were trying to make him quit because it would have looked too bad. I guess they were trying to say it would have looked too bad. They did wind up firing him, but first they figured, oh, if we demote him first, it'll look better. So they demoted him from supervisor to regular employee for absolutely no reason, but they of course had a reason. You got to write down a reason, a paper trail. Anyway, yeah, so that happened, and boom. So they got rid of all five of us because we were making too much money there. It is what it is. And of course, since they were giving me attitudes, trying to find reasons to make me quit, I was not going to quit. I should have seen the writing on the wall, though. I just gave them back attitude. I remember this one time, one of the managers, Colleen, she was a B. She called me on the radio. She's like, Bill, Bill, pick up the radio, Bill. I'm like, Colleen, I'm here. I had to take it off of my waist, but what's up? She's like, don't talk to me like that. I'm like, don't talk to me like that. She's like, I'm a manager. I'm like, then act like one. Like, and all of a sudden, there was only one manager who actually liked me, and she happened to be the other second in charge of the store. And she's like, both of you stop. I'm just like, I could keep going, but whatever. So I just put it back down. If Colleen had something to say to me, she could have said it, but she didn't. She's like, he's acting up. She's like, not on the radio. I'm in the office. Come and talk to me there. Like, you're not going to get on the radio where everybody can hear, customers can hear, members can hear you. Like, she was really unprofessional, but she just, a lot of these people went out of their way to try and make me, hate working there, whatever. So I made them hate managing me. And yeah, anyway, so I guess I gave them a reason to fire me. Anyway, so here's Black Widow. I'm saying that head sculpt, the hair, man. One of the main reasons why I get these, because the head sculpts are just amazing. So look at her shoulder. She actually looks strong. Look at this shoulder. That is awesome. I love the dip there. She comes all the way up. It'd be cool if the ball joints weren't there, but whatever. She wouldn't be able to come all the way up if she did. Waist articulation. Look at that. Like, she could do cartwheels, like better than Puck. Man, that is great. The ab crunch. Boom. That's it's pretty good. That's pretty good for one of the female characters. That's pretty good. Boom. She can of course turn, not very much. She doesn't turn very much. Oh, and there's no, with the women, they don't have any waist articulation. So you got to like cheat with the turning and turn it like, one of those kind of deals. So that's annoying. Wow, that's really annoying. You could barely do it. Still look okay. That actually still looks really good. So okay, maybe it's just tight. Maybe I'll just hot water that. Anyway, this part of the belt is loose. The wrist parts are not. They are actually glued on or molded on, whatever. Of course, there's the full articulation there. Single joint elbow, but it's actually a really good one. Look at that. That's almost 90 degrees, or that's almost 45 degrees. Whatever. It's better than 90. So it's probably like, I don't know, 80, 70, whatever. It's pretty good. All things considered, look at that. There's a straight up and down. So this would be 90. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not complaining about that. She got the, oh, there we go. She does have wrist movement. Of course, they will turn around. They will even pop out if you really wanted them to. Forward kick action. Good. Splits. We know she could do better than that. Knee articulation. For the female characters, not cool. And of course, ball joints, rotating ball joints for the heels. And they, of course, go forward and back. And the head, they're doing better with these twisting, with the head articulations, with the Marvel Legends. That's pretty good. It doesn't stay as much as, good, but it's still noticeable. So that's cool. And of course, there's the up and down. The up is going to be very limited because of the hair. I understand. I get it. And of course, the side to side. The collar prevents her from doing too much with the hair, though. So it is what it is. I wonder if one of these days they're going to start doing looser hair, like actual hair or whatever, artificial hair. But like I said, that hair mold right now, God, that is just gorgeous. Digging on that. She comes with two of these little pew pews. She also comes with two little bits of smoke. So you could take this little pistol that she has, this little modified whatever 45, and there's a little hole in the front, so you can pew pew with it. And afterwards, you can stick the smoke in. So it's like, what are those? Then she's got this pistol with a silencer. Love that. And finally, this sniper rifle. This is not too long, but it's extremely loose. It almost feels like cloth, but it is clearly plastic. Wow, I like it. You can actually just slide it right off too from the front. And then how would this come off here? Yeah, you could pick this off. Is there an actual thing? Oh, it's barely even picking it off. You just slide it off. Geez, so I can actually lose that strap. Anyway, it does have this little strap. I like that it's not too long. So this is not, I'm sure you could put this around her, but it's going to bend the rifle. You could probably see the bending of the muzzle. But anyway, so it's not actually meant to go around her, although it probably clearly could very easily. Either way, it's meant for her to be holding it, and you still see the strap there, which is funny. Whenever I used to fire my the rare occasion I would fire my M16, because I was assigned an M16, even though I was a 60 gunner. We're all assigned a 16. I would put my hand, like here's the muzzle. I would actually put my hand on the strap and wrap it around my hand like that once, and then hold on to it. So this way I can, it's just an easier, and it wouldn't get in the way. But you wanted that strap on there anyway, even though you were never really supposed to sling it. Remember the one drill sergeant saying, hey, how dare you? What are you doing slinging that 16 over your shoulder in basic training? If Ivan the Terrible came coming by here on a horse, riding through here with a sword in his hand, that weapon wouldn't do you any good strapped across your back. So slung across your back. Aggressively relaxing. I've only been fired once, and it was for sleeping while being a security guard. It was nonsense, though. I was drunk reading the new Harry Potter books the whole shift. Yes, they definitely fired you for the wrong thing. You are hysterical, dude. Do you think the Marvel Universe should reboot, Professor? No, I don't think it should reboot. If they want to reboot, like there's so much history, and for those of us who have put so much thought and effort into it. Plus, here's the thing: look at I used to do a lot of work on the, and I just did something yesterday, really quick. I did 3 very minor corrections, but nonetheless on the because I'm still a member of the Marvel database, the fan base. I just did a correction yesterday on one of the stories, one of the comic books. I was like, this is actually wrong, and I went in there. Anyway, it's easy to do it on the Marvel one. On the DC one, it's not easy because there's Prime Earth and then there's New Earth. So the Prime Earth is actually the New 52. The New Earth is actually the not original Earth, but the post-crisis Earth and the current rebirth Earth. So you can't use the New 52 in the same timeline as the previous and after mentioned thing. So and especially we don't know what's going to happen in this post-metal death metal thing. We don't know what's going to happen. Is that going to be another new thing that we have to put in, like another new version of the universe, like new characters essentially? What are we supposed to do at this point? It's like it's too much trying to do. I don't even bother with the stuff on the DC database anymore because what are you going to do? The history of DC is so ridiculously convoluted because of so many reboots. And if Marvel reboots once, that opens the door. They're just going to reboot whenever. So I don't even like the idea that they'll sit there and they'll take here's Eggle. That they'll take the what was I saying? Come on, Kitty, come on in. There you go, girl. I don't like the idea they'll redo #1. It's like, oh, here's issue #1 of Captain America. Excuse me, issue #1 of Captain America was a long ass time ago, and it was called Captain America Comics. So I don't want to hear it. Regular Captain America started with issue number 100, I believe, because it took place or 101, because it took place right after the final issue of Tales of Suspense. Meanwhile, Iron Man completely rebooted along with Namor. So interesting. That was supposed to be Tales to Astonish. So hey, kitty, come on up. Yeah, come here. There's my good girl. You stretching a little bit? Stretch when you get up here. There you go. Where's your my bagel? Everybody wants to say hi. Everybody wants to say hi. Sue Ann, of course, is working on Saturdays, so she'll see this later. The Empress Bagel comment. Crotch shot this a little for you guys. There you go. Hey, Bagel. The most beautiful kitty in the world, aren't you? Yeah, such a good girl. So, yeah, I don't think that it should reboot, even though Silver apparently does want it to reboot. Hated the modern Secret Wars garbage. There was some good parts to it. There were some bad parts to it. Think about it. By them planning on rebooting, they got to do a bunch of things they otherwise wouldn't have ever done before, you know? I like the idea of the eternal battle between Captain America and Iron Man. I mean, when you think about it, that's a lot of the driving force in the Marvel universe. I mean, Iron Man's fought with almost everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's always just impatiently get into a fight with somebody and whatever. He just did it in Empire #1. It wasn't a good version, but specifically because everybody else just followed along. Hey, Iron Man's trying to fight somebody and he's being impatient. That's always worked out before. Like, you just made everybody in the Avengers team stupid. So, yeah, it just is what it is. Technically, DC has only rebooted twice: Crisis on Infinite Earths and Flashpoint. I hear you, but no. Rebirth is a reboot. It's a reboot back to the original, but different. You know what I'm saying? No, they've rebooted a lot of times. Every 5 years, they wind up rebooting. Like, I hear you with the technical thing, and you're not entirely wrong, but you're not entirely right. That's the main thing. So there's a lot. There's a lot to be said about DC. Like I said, DC is just a mess. Plus, all the times that they completely reboot individual characters. I can get into a whole bunch of characters. I'm just going to leave it at Hawkman. You know what I'm saying? There's only but so many reboots you could do before people are just like, dude, all that history. I know that when they were talking about they were going to reboot the Marvel universe, I was in Saudi and I was actually mad. I was barely reading comic books at the time, and I did have to illegally download them because it's almost impossible to get comic books in Saudi Arabia. It's completely spurious, so I hated the idea that I was doing it, but otherwise I wasn't going to be able to read comics. I couldn't even buy them legally online in Saudi. There was just no way to do it. It was illegal. They made the sites impossible to go to. They didn't want Saudi Arabia. They actually banned those kinds of sites, so you couldn't buy them at the time. So anyway, when they were talking about they were going to reboot the universe, I was really bothered by it. I'm like, so all that history that I know about all these characters, you're basically telling me now that it's all for naught. It's all a waste. It's completely wasted at this point because who cares, right? That's not cool. I don't like that one bit, you know? And there you go. Like, that's just the way I looked at it. So, yeah. No, I don't want them to reboot. I don't think it'll be a good thing if they reboot. Do you have any sketches from any top tier comic book artists? I have some of my own. Um, I have a few from George Perez. That's cool. No, I don't have any sketches. They're very expensive, and it's not really what I do. It's like I have the comic books, so I technically have all of their sketches. I'm going to be getting a couple of waves of cool comic books coming in pretty soon. I'll make individual videos about them, like unboxing videos about the comic books that I got coming in pretty soon. You guys tend to like those, so that's good that I happen to find a bunch of really great deals online. Couple new Marvel graphic novels, too, I'm just saying. Our Savior, Hail Bagel, there you go. Uh, at the end of Powers of X, we see a hive mind talking to Moira. That hive mind stole Her body, I think that hive mind is the Moira we grew up with. The continuity, if it goes through time and space, that'd be pretty impressive. Drunk Tony is bad guy Tony. Yeah. Yeah. And sober Tony is not good guy Tony. uh, whose side were you on when the comic Civil War? Captain America 100%. Because again, I've been reading Captain America comics. I've been reading the Iron Man comics. Those were two comic books that I always read. So when I saw these two were going to fight each other in Civil War, I'm like, they're going to be on opposite sides. That is freaking perfect. You know, like that was perfect. I wasn't even reading that much Thor at the time, but I was always reading, the Captain America and the Iron Man stuff. So perfect. Always Cap. There you go. See, Silva gets it. Except when he fired the West Coast Avengers. Terrible writing there. Yeah, you're not wrong. Cap's not perfect because the writers aren't perfect. Hey, Professor, what's up, Timo? How you doing? Sorry, I'm late to class. Going a little bit from work. I work in retail. Oh, well then. Be cool and be careful. Be safe, brother. Because yeah, I should read. Just got a little bit ago from work. Oh, you just got in. It should read just got in a little bit. Okay, I figured that was the case though. Okay, cool. Yeah, so wind down, chill. Yeah. Mark says worst things Marvel ever did was Clone Saga and One More Day. That seriously needs to be undone. Clone Saga went on too long. It is what it is. You could still work with that stuff. Look at what Robert Venditti did. Robert Venditti just gave me gardening advice for my tomatoes, which was actually pretty interesting. Venditti's cool people. I wish he'd follow me on Twitter, but that's mostly just me being narcissistic. Anyway, there's no reason for him to follow me on Twitter. Anyway, look at what he did with Hawkman. I know most of you guys aren't reading Hawkman, but that's on you because Hawkman is an amazing book right now. It's amazing. If you go back and grab all those trades, start with issue 1 from Venditti's run that's currently active right now, you are going to love it. You're going to love it, Anyway, all that being said, look at what they were able to do with Hawkman. They could definitely, if they could fix Hawkman, the Clone Wars are nothing. The Clone Saga is nothing compared to the mess that Hawkman was in. So it works for me. They could definitely do that. And as far as One More Day, bro, that's a divisive comic book. Unfortunately, I'm on the side where I actually liked it. Whatever, call me whatever you want. I cried at the end of that. I showed that to my girlfriend at the time. She thought it was okay. She thought it was pretty cool. She's like, huh, it seems like a lot of movies that I watch. I'm like, you've been watching some dark stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like I loved One More Day. I thought it was amazing. I didn't like that it ended back in black, but that was a special kind of high note where I don't know if I wanted to see Peter like that for too long, you know? Make no mistake, if I was ever writing Peter Parker, oh, believe me, Back in Black would come back like AC/DC on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm Young would come up talking about, "Ball, let's do it!" Like, forget about it. That's what I would be doing. I'd be doing Back in Black 2. Backer and Blacker. I'd call it Backer and Blacker. That would be freaking because I'm stupid like that. But yeah, that's what I would do because I love the Back in Black stuff. That was just amazing. But One More Day, I really liked it. I just thought that it's so Mephisto, and it solidified Mephisto as being this steadfast, I hate Spider. Because doesn't it make sense that of all the characters, like Silver Surfer is one thing, saying because he's, surfing the cosmic spaceways and he's very pure and he's innocent. He's trying to discover things, and you could corrupt somebody like that. He's still potentially corruptible because he sees a bigger world than Peter will ever see. So the Silver Surfer, while much wiser than Pete, will still be much more open to change and diversity and all sorts of different things because he sees a much larger world. He recognizes he's just a small silver speck in this great, universe of ours, multiple universes, and he can travel through time. If he goes fast enough, he can travel through time. So I mean, I'm saying I can understand Mephisto wanting to, I mean, like issue number 3 of volume 3, or was it volume 4? I think it was volume 3 of Silver Surfer. Boom, right there. That's first appearance of Mephisto. So he's the perfect adversary for him. But as far as the perfect one he would want to corrupt, I could see him going after Captain America, but I can especially see him wanting to go after Spider-Man because he is good. He has that corrupt, that moment there where it's like, dude, I don't want to mess with with what Uncle Ben has taught you and whatnot. I want to actually undo you. I want to unravel you from the seams. You are so perfect and pure. You're so good. You are meant to be bigger, and better, like the greatest hero ever, even more so than Captain America. So you are clearly the one who I want to corrupt. Like to me, that just makes perfect sense. So I dug it. I dug it personally. 3 people left the chat. They're that upset that I like One More Day. Sorry if I triggered anybody. We all like different things. Clone Saga was made cool and Spidey Life Story. Zardesky has a way of doing that, man. Civil War comics is pretty much mediocre. Not much of a debate. Obviously, Millar was on Tony's side despite all the dumb stuff the Illuminati did. None of them actually like heroes in that era. Hulk was right about them in World War Hulk, considering all that led to that. Yes, 100%. Wasn't a fan of the Illuminati arc. See, it's a thing though. I actually like the Illuminati. Well, I like the Illuminati theory and the plot and all that stuff. Some of the things they did in the like making Beyonder an Inhuman was kind of really stupid to me, but whatever. You can write a bad comic book. That happens, Anyway, the uh, the Civil War is still one of the best comic book events ever in any comic book event history because it's stuff that there's still fallout from it. We still talk about it to this day. There were still some great consequences from it, and there's still like there's things that happen there that are so important, so indelible, so entrenched in our minds and who we are and how we see our heroes and villains that we will refer back to them even subconsciously without realizing. We'll refer back to, well, in Civil War such and such happened, so, and we'll base our principles on that. So even the same people who will say, well, I didn't like Civil War, but such and such did happen, which is very unlike Civil War 2, which most of us just want to forget about. But with Civil War 1, God, there was so much great stuff that happened there. Like the death of Captain America happened, and it just brought like so much to the table as far as storytelling and the things that we could do, things that people could write about because of what happened in the Civil War. There was just so much there, man. It's great. And read the Civil War front line because that was something else, man. Jeff Comic, what was that, 813? What's going on, Jeff? Welcome to the channel. But did love when Ghost Rider let Hulk go because he felt his, yeah, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that was amazing. Little things like that. Like one, I think it was actually 2 issues, technically 3, but it was only one where he actually met Hulk. It's like Hulk wrecked him, and he's like, I could go after him, but he's right. The Hulk's not wrong. I can't be mad at Hulk because his rage is justified. Like things like, think about, like, all it really takes is one cool idea, and then you don't just write a comic, fashion a comic book around that idea, and you just write this thing that people just look at and it's like, you know, technically, and it's those things that people will refer back to. It's not going to make you any more money, but it is one of those things that's going to make it so that your line at the Comic Cons will be longer, your commission line or your signatures line, whatever, will be longer. People will be, talking about you more. People will be requesting you more. It elevates your social status, your stock, and the desire that another comic book company would have in you based off of that, people talking about you, and usually positively. Oh man, I sneezed so hard I dabbed. Do you like that? So let's see. One More Day. MJ should have been the one shot, and let Peter remember. Don't just give him one more day. Could have been with the family, revealed his identity. Yeah, they could have done it that way too. Spider-Man always tries to make the best decisions in the worst situations. His doubt in himself Has Mephisto enamored? Diesel gets it. Diesel gets it because he sees an in, you know? Speaking of smarts, Timo says, who is the smartest in Marvel, Professor? Beast is smart. Xavier's greatest natural telepath. Sasquatch and Banner are scientists. Reed Richards is remarkable. Well, they said it's Luna Lafayette. It's she has the highest IQ, and I could go for that. Doesn't mean she's smarter than Reed Richards. No, she's just a freaking kid. You know what I'm saying? But she does have the ability to problem solve and to recognize patterns faster and uh, more elucid understanding of patterns than Reed Richards. So when she's older, she could be smarter, but she has a higher IQ. That's the thing about it. That's the thing that's so cool about Lunella. So Reed Richards is right now the smartest. Valeria and Lunella are considered to be smarter, but that depends on what you mean by smart. I'm pretty sure a lot of the writers at Marvel don't really understand how IQ tests work. You know, the intelligence quotient, because intelligence is different from an intelligence quotient. You know, that's the thing. It's about the ability to recognize and understand and decipher patterns. You know, and make patterns where other people don't see anything at all. You know, imagine if I were to move a certain number of things around on a wall, you know, like change a couple tiles on a wall, and somebody, you know, everybody walks by, whatever, but one person, super high IQ, were to walk by and look at it and say, that's it's actually a version of Morse code right there. Wait, they had to have done that on purpose? It says, don't look at my wall. What? That person would have a much higher IQ than everybody else who walked by that wall. But maybe one of the people who walked by that wall is somebody who studied extensively in quantum physics, another person who studied extensively in molecular biology. You know what I'm saying? So these people would be smarter, but this person could recognize patterns better. The ability to recognize patterns and a very deep, very good, solid education actually allows you to figure out problems in the world. You know, like that's the way that the two actually relate to each other. So smarter, no. Higher IQ, yes. Those I could. That's the thing. If more writers understood that difference, I think that they would be able to write better books. But let's see. Beast is absolutely useless. Beast is useful. Beast is useful. That's the thing. Beast isn't the smartest. He's not the strongest. He's not the most agile. He's not the fastest, but he's really smart. He's really strong. He's really agile. He's really fast. He can do a whole bunch of great things. He's basically a jack of all trades. Look, if you were to play a game like a Dungeons and Dragons game, you could have, you know, like a Dungeons and Dragons Marvel game. You might want to have the fast person like Quicksilver. Okay, cool. You got a fast person. But what are you going to do when you have to lift something heavy? You're useless. You might want to have yourself a strong person like a Colossus. Okay, cool. But what are you going to do now that you need somebody who's smart? Crap. Okay, you can have a Reed Richards. Okay, great. But now what are you going to do when you need something that's, I don't know, something else? I don't know, whatever. You know, say like there's there's all these characters who specialize in things. Beast is that guy who's like, I'm an epic solo player. I'm really, really smart. I'm really fast. I'm really strong. You know, saying I can climb up things, not like Spider-Man and Nightcrawler, but I can grip onto things and crawl up and whatnot and hang upside down and stuff. You know, like there's so much. He's just the jack of all trades. Oh my God, Beast is a bard. Does he play any musical instruments? Beast is the bard build in Dungeons and Dragons. Boom. You know, so Beast does certainly have his uses. Beast, I think, would be great in a solo book, and he's been in some solo books before, like Beauty and the Beast. Wow, that was good, you know, but it was good enough. Anyway, Deuce Imperium, do you think Hulk would have joined Cap during Civil War? 100%, 100%, and so would Thor. You know, like when you go back and you see those books afterwards, and you read what they said about it, yeah, forget about it. Forget about it. Definitely would have joined Cap. That's the reason why they needed them off planet so that stuff could happen. Fact is, One More Day wasn't written to tell a good story. You're right. You're right, Mark. It was actually meant to reboot Spider-Man. You're 100% right about that. So the intentions weren't necessarily pure. Be cool to have Banner for one side and Hulk on another. Yeah, that would be interesting. Love that T-shirt. I thank you, Lord Kinboat. I'd like to cancel my subscription to your issues. Perfect for a comic book lover. The Yancey Street's barbecue with all the smartest people. Unless Moongrove comic books was great. Jones Academy of Science, yes. Wolf Warner would like that comment too. Aggressive. Great points about Beast. Thank you. I always thought there was a story or reboot of Superman where Ma Kent passed away first, leaving Pa Kent a widower. I've never seen that dynamic in the mythos. That'd be interesting, Mark. That'd actually be really interesting, especially since in the comic books, Jonathan Kent never died. Like that was Richard Donner's Superman, and that was Scott Snyder's Superman. Like the movies have Pa Kent dying. So like that's one of the things that whenever Scott Snyder says, no, yeah, I've read comic books before. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. He liked Richard Donner's Superman, so he wanted to make so he didn't know how to make Mom Pa Kent, didn't know they're not supposed to be objectionists like the Ayn Rand school of thought. Did you guys see that Ayn Rand Institute just applied for federal assistance a couple weeks ago? Isn't that so opposite of Ayn Rand's philosophy? Whatever, it fits with her personality too. She accepted Social Security. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's what we tell you. You know, so for us, government assistance, tax dollars, gimme, 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 gimme. You know, saying for you guys, bootstraps. Like, come on, man. And even buy your own bootstraps. We're not going to give you bootstraps. Wow, just absolute hypocrisy, but it is what it is. Anyhow, yeah, with Snyder, like he clearly liked the movies. He never read the comic books. Pa Kent never died in the comic books. That's something they did later on. So boom, bang, there you go. But yes, I wouldn't mind seeing a version where Ma Kent actually dies. That actually would be a really great story. Well, that could potentially be a really great story. I would like to see that. I would like to see like a Tomasi take that over. More specifically, I'd probably like to see a Byrne take that over. Because while I'm not a huge fan of Byrne taking on other characters, he's usually really solid with not just Superman, but the Krypton story, the mythos of Krypton. Like he's usually really good with that. So the Smallville stuff, he's even been a part of that, writing that original story for not the original story, but the immediate post crisis stuff for Smallville. Like that was Byrne, So yeah, I could see that story being taught, and it could, if you had the right writer on it, it could actually be really good. Possibly the one time Hulk and Banner on the same page. Agreed, Mark. I never knew about the Donner Pa Kent connection. Crazy. No worries. No worries there, Marky McKeever. And I'm back. Mario Kart. Who won? Who won, Breck? Because I'm about to get out of here pretty soon. Weba. Weba. Let's see. Cryptid. Yeah, I felt so sorry. So bad for Hulk at the end of World War Hulk after finding out Illuminati were not actually responsible for causing the explosion. Yeah, but they were responsible for so much else, though. Like they were responsible for so much else, and they were supposed to be his friends, so he was still justified in all that. We need Tomb of Dracula minis, yes, before the end of 2020. Well, it's not going to happen before the end of 2020. Marvel treats its vampire lore like dirt. I have been trying really hard. Like I just got my Frankenstein over here, my Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein, Lily Monster. I've been trying really hard to get a good Dracula figure because I just got Werewolf by Night a couple weeks ago. Also, I showed on this channel. If I can get my hands on a Dracula, dude, I am making some banging freaking stop motions with vampires because wow. Hells yes. And I don't even want the Dracula with the full red costume. Why don't Marvel Legends just get on that? It's like make the one with the freaking white hair and the red, but also make an alternative version for him also in the old, black costume with the red, interior cape and stuff like that. Like just do that, man. Get silly. Make a freaking old Blade, original Blade with the bomber jacket and the big afro and the goggles. It's like do that. Like, just do that, man. At the same time, they were planning on releasing a new version of Blade anyway with the motorcycle, so it would be a great time to do all of that. Yeah, I would like for them to just make that original Dracula figure, the Marv Wolfman and the Gene Colan days, because, man, that was just some of the best storytelling and best art you're ever going to find. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. One of the reasons why so many people don't know who Gene Colan is, the only artist who, during the time that Jack Kirby was the man at Marvel, like he was alive, he was doing stuff at Marvel and everything, everybody had to use the original pencils of the layouts, it should be called. They had to use the original layouts of Jack Kirby, and then they would ink over top of their own, they would do the finishes afterwards, you know what I'm saying? So they can kind of make it their own, but it originally be Jack Kirby's work. The only artist who didn't have to do that, who Stan Lee said, you don't have to do that, was actually Gene Colan. And he drew Daredevil for a long time, for like, I don't know, 80 issues or something like that, 60 issues, 100, was it 100 issues? It went up to issue 100. That's when it stopped, but he wasn't the original artist anyway. I think it was like 60 or 80 issues. But what's especially cool is like he did Tomb of Dracula. And unfortunately, most people don't remember or didn't read Tomb of Dracula. And I mean, just good luck finding better art than that, man. Nobody could draw motion in motion the way that Gene Colan could. He's my favorite artist from back in the day, man. I would love to have had the opportunity to just talk to this guy. Wow. Angel versus Blade. Could we do Archangel instead? Archangel kills Godzilla. Anybody read that one? We need Tomb of Dracula. Yes, there we go. What if Lara Croft discovered En Sabah Nora's tomb? Good crossover. If they were to make that into a mystery thriller where she actually had to solve a bunch of things and it was his tomb, but he wasn't awake yet, or he was doing stuff and just whatever, yeah, it could be kind of cool. It could be kind of cool. I would write that. I would make that him trying to make her a horseman. You know, that would actually be really cool right there. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Like, she's not a mutant, I get it, but no, we could do that. I would try for that. Love the burn run of the Superman titles. Hells yes, especially with the Carl Kiesel inks. Great stuff. Boom. I've actually got the original cover because I've got the variant cover, the very first variant cover, official variant cover that was ever made for Man of Steel issue #1. But I don't own the regular cover. I've got the original cover coming in now, so that's part of this one of the big sets of boxes I got coming in. Prefer Marvel's current run Dracula design more than the classic. That's fine, Mark. You're allowed to be wrong. I'm joking. Lara Croft becomes the Horseman of Plague. Boom, there you go. Love Frankenstein, but nothing beats Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I don't know. Boris Karloff was pretty damn good. With Marvel now doing comics of Ultraman, I wonder if Hasbro, of course they will. Absolutely, of course they will. I promise you they will. Hasbro's they already own a bunch of licenses to begin with. You know, they own G.I. Joe. They own the Transformers. They own, do they own Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I don't remember if they do or not. Anyway, they own, those two. Anyway, they own a bunch of regular license, which is like, dude, you know, that's crazy. And then they've got the license that, you know, the toy company to do the Marvel Legends figures and to do I think they even bought Mattel. And Mattel is the one that did the original DC Universe figures. They had the Toys R Us exclusive stuff before Walmart was really a thing. Like, I'm still trying to get my hands on a bunch of those figures because they're just the best designs, better designs than come out today, better articulation and everything. That's still the gold standard, in my opinion, of making figures, which is what Hasbro, they pretty much took since they bought Mattel. They purchased that, you know, that was part of the purchase, is how to make those kinds of molds. So that's one of the reasons why Hasbro is just the best, hands down. With Marvel now, just read that. Talking to Mark, TB stands for Toy Biz. When they had the six pack back in the day of the monster figures. Oh yeah, the Toy Biz, the old Toy Biz figures. Oh, if Marvel's doing pack like TB. Okay, like Toy Biz. Okay, cool. I see what you're saying now. I didn't even read to the end. I just started commenting. Gary Oldman's Dracula was the shiznit from Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, it really was. Really was. was talking about Angel from the new TV show. Oh, that Angel. Oh yeah, Blade totally aces his sorry butt. Anyway, guys, so I'm out of here. All right, I'm gonna boogie out. I got some final prep to do for the podcast for tonight, and then yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to point out this guy right here. This is an exclusive cover. Whose exclusive cover? Gotham Central Comics and Collectibles. They did another exclusive cover. Oh my gosh! And this is Josh Byrne, who did this. This is the Sacred Six, issue number 1 from Dynamite, written by Christopher Priest. So you got Vampirella on here and a whole bunch of other characters. I think that's supposed to be Red Sonja over there. Actually, let me read off who's on this because I know it's right inside here. So Vampirella, Draculina, there we go. Pantha, Nyx, Chastity, and Lilith. Okay, there we go. So no, whatever. Illustrations by Jay Lee and Gabriela Ibarra. Colors by June Chang and Mohan. Letters by Willie Sherbert. Yep. So a whole bunch of regular covers and a whole bunch of things. Can I just get to a regular page so you can check out the art inside? Like absolutely gorgeous. So heads up, there's only 400. There's only 400 of these made. This is one of them. And I believe they're all supposed to be numbered. They actually have the letter of authenticity in it and everything, all numbered, so all that good stuff. So Carlos just handed me, this was literally when I was walking out the door. So boom, he just handed this to me. He's like, dude, here you go. You know, thanks for doing what you do. Okay, no worries, brother. But so that means there's 399 more. Well, this was also on Tuesday. I saw him. Today's Saturday. So it's Saturday night. So if you want to contact Gotham Central through their Facebook or whatever, go and check out Gotham Central Comics and Collectibles, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. They actually have these. So if you want that exclusive cover, that Dynamite comic book, then boom, there you go. Anyway, guys, I'm pretty much out. So I'm going to boogie, and I will talk to all you guys later. Love, peace, and hair grease, and take it easy. Oh, get out. What, Suen showed up? Hey, what's up, Suen? What's up? You're here just in time for me to say goodbye. And also, Le Beagle will say goodbye as well. Yes, my kitty. Hello, my kitty. Hello, kitty, kitty, kitty. Goodbye. Look over here. What's that? Hello. Okay, so I'll talk to all you guys later. Class dismissed.